Saturday. So, you know.
It's Saturday, but it's early on Saturday.
It is. I'm sorry. I should have mentioned that. I mean, you was Mr. Anything can happen. Anything can happen.
I guess I set myself up.
I guess you did. I mean, yeah. Like the first time, the only time I've ever seen you perform, it was at Pure Lounge, and you did that song. You know, did your little dance. And look at check him out. He did the little crossfeet dance. You was in a little bit. I said, okay, I see him. He moved a little bit.
And that was a minute ago.
It was a minute ago. That was the first time I would say the first time is if I've seen other times, but the only time I ever seen you perform. And I liked it. I liked that you didn't just stand there, you didn't just get on the mic like most people do.
Nah, I just did, where I was at? I was out Clinton. They had like a big wine jump, big go-go jump. Kim, when Miss Kim, she asked me to come out. That's like my godmother for real. Okay. She asked me to come out and do something, and that wasn't what I was supposed to do. But they rushed her set, so I came at a more hype part, and it was like I was like, I'm about to do anything. She was like, all right, she know the damn song. So I went up there. 2 heads is better than one. Some head is better than none. I like titties all in my face, and a pound of pussy on my plate. How I eat all that? And look, and she gonna turn around like you knew the fucking words already. She wanna try and get her little she's still trying to get her little check. She ain't want nobody, you know, mess it up. She act like she ain't know. She knew.
I love that song. That is a serious club banger.
That jam was fun to do.
That video, I'm sure that video was fun to do.
The video was fun too.
I bet.
I mean the song too, because at the same time it be like making music. Like it ain't just like it ain't all about fun. It be like sometimes you got like in depth as far as like
Jerome.
Yeah, that jump was like real. Like,
that was the very first video when I started doing my research. That was the first one that came up. I
felt like cried. I felt like that should have been bigger than what it was too. At the same time.
And I'm mad that it wasn't.
It's not, but it's like I don't know. It's like everything happened for a reason. It might get touched like in the future or something. But
So what made you write that song? Like what was happening that day?
I was in Atlanta that day, and they was marching down Peachtree. Okay. Or somewhere downtown. And I'm watching it on TV, and it's the day after they had the Dallas shootings. Okay. Where a dude shot all the police in Dallas, and then they killed him with a robot.
Right.
A drone or whatever the fuck it was.
Right.
But they blew him up.
Right.
And there's no remains at all. Okay. But it's the day after that, and the day they marching down the line. So I'm watching that on the news as I'm making this like. They just gave me this beat, and I'm like. This shit sounds tight.
Yeah, because at first you said, I believe in the interview you said Jay-Z.
It sounded like some Jay-Z shit. And I was like, how the fuck can I come on this jump? But I'm watching that shit on TV though. It was not on TV on purpose, it's just on TV.
Right.
And at the same time I'm like, this probably can be something else. Like I ain't gotta be all braggadocious on here. I could just talk about some real shit. So I was like, alright. So I put on like on YouTube I had my laptop. And I put up like Blaxploitation movies. Okay. Like a probably like an hour long little loop of Blaxploitation movies, like old like 70s like the Mac and like old stuff.
Cause I've got that from the video.
I ain't watching. I'm not really watching it, but it's just on while I'm writing.
Right.
So it's just like that's on TV and this on the computer, and it's just like I'm getting like a little.
That video was deep.
I'm just turning right now, and then. That's what the song.
When I saw that, I didn't know your age at that point. So I said, he's got to be, a little not up in age, but I definitely wouldn't have pegged you to be 21 speaking and.
Well, that's 20. I wasn't even 21 when I did that. I think I was 20 when that happened.
What books have you read, Noochie? Like, I need to know how your mind got like this. Like, this is crazy. It's not crazy. It's beautiful, but it's crazy. Like, I don't know how you. I need to know. What was the formula
on the books part?
Yes.
Books is so boring to me.
Are you? I heard you say that.
I'm a movier, but I like to read like articles and stuff. Like I like to watch like YouTube jumps. I like to watch documentaries and stuff like that.
So what do you feel shaped your maturity level?
Definitely my father, my mother, and the people that they was around. Really, who my father was around. Because that's who I was around most of the time. Like I'd be in the studio at like a young age, and it's before I'm rapping though. I'm just around. I'm just listening.
Just in the environment, soaking it up.
Like I'm a listener first, and then I talk. Like you meet me the first time, you might think I'm quiet. You might think I'm quiet, but nah, I'm just listening. See what type of shit you be on.
As you're supposed
it's like like Jackie Chan and Rush Hour. Like you assume I didn't. You assume I didn't. Nah, I knew. You assume I didn't know. I was just listening.
I mean,
for the shit people really.
So do you, as a knowing that you are probably a little bit mature, I'm not going to discredit you, or a lot more mature than your peer group, do you help to try to influence them and pass on that?
I definitely try to help, but I don't want to hear that shit all the time. And so that's when I revert. I ain't going to say I revert back to like dumb ways, but it'd be like I just, who you around, you are the company you keep. I don't keep them around all the time, but when I'm around them, I just know who I'm around. Like jams. If I'm at like a Def Jam, if I'm sitting in Def Jam office, I know where I'm at. Right. If I'm sitting in somebody's living room playing 2K, I know where I'm at. Like it's different. It's like it ain't the same. Even though you the same person,
you gotta.
But like situations different. So it's like you ain't gotta be. You ain't fake. You just adjusting. You just adjusting to the situation.
I know your parents are proud. Like I feel like proud. I mean they gotta be. It's evident, and for you to be the oldest and you to be able the one to set the example for your siblings, like, and them to be like, my brother does this and this is how it just oh my God, I'm sorry. I've been waiting to meet you, so it's just really weird that I'm sitting in front of you. Anyways, so growing up in Berry Farms, how did you avoid getting into the life? I know I'm sure your parents had a big part in that, but a lot of people's parents try to prevent their children from doing that, and they still do. So how was your mind conditioned where you were just above that? You knew that wasn't for you.
All right, well, let me correct something real quick, because this has been misconstrued a lot. Okay. I'm not from Berry Farm. Okay. I wasn't, like, I never lived there. Okay. But all my, like, the OY, they started that. Like my father, Night, Maul, they started the whole OY thing. The OY it comes from One Way. It was One Way Records. Okay. But they couldn't legally use One Way Records because it's an old group called One Way. Okay. And the Cutie Pie song. What's the Cutie Pie? I can't think of it right now, but that's the song. Everybody know the song. Okay. But they couldn't use One Way, so they used the O and the Y at the beginning of One Way and the Y at the end. So that's where OY come from. Okay. And then Boys just come from just us, we boys, obviously. But that's what it stands from. Like I was around there a lot, around Berry Farms and Geraldine. But like as far as like living, I never lived there. Okay. But I still grew up around. But even being in that environment, I was definitely in the environment. I just want they even said that on the news. I was like, oh my God. Right. Well, I'm glad you cleared that up because I did not know that. And I didn't find that out in any research. It's still gonna happen. It's still gonna happen just because the affiliations. But I just wanted to throw that out there. But it was like I seen a lot. Like I was like exposed to a lot at a young age. As far as like people lose a lot of people now. Right. Cause we at that age where everybody getting their hands on stuff and out here for real. Right. So people losing people now. I was losing people at a younger age, and dealing with that and like seeing like the inner workings of like the music from a young age, being in the studio young, but not really doing nothing, just being around. But like I wasn't grown being around. I was real fancy up man. I was so drunk I didn't even feel the sweat. We take care of our guests at Kush and Combo. I appreciate it. But what I was about to say? You said being in that environment. Oh yeah, being around that just let me know at a young age like I probably need to grow up a little early. Oh, you definitely. That's all that was. So, did that help with the influence of "I Can't Trust Nobody" song, the narrative that you wrote with the guy? I know it was fictitious. However, you really painted a picture, and that's something that plenty of somebodies have seen. They've actually. It was at the same time, but at the same time, I was just like, man, the greats could tell stories. As far as like rap wise, absolutely. I was like, the greats could tell stories. So I was like, I want to try to make a story, And you did. Your album. And but I didn't even write it to that beat. You wrote it to a different beat and then applied it to that one? I wrote it to like a real like jazzy, like it sounded like an elevator music song. Like it sound if I played it, John, you'd be like, damn, that's what you wrote it to.
And what made you switch it? Like, how did you end up switching the beat?
I mean, a lot of times I write the stuff like that just because it's easier to write to.
Okay.
And then I apply it to something else.
Okay. So when you're writing it, are you just saying I just needed to get this off, and I know I'm not going to use this beat, or do you just hear the beat later and say?
I wrote it to something that I just heard.
Okay.
Like I be listening like on Pandora.
Right.
I play J Dilla Station.
Okay.
And it's like real like backpacking. Like
I'm familiar with
urban,
J Dilla.
like real like sample heavy, drum heavy music, and I write to that because it's easier to write to.
Okay.
Like it sounds like it's more feeling in that music as opposed to like trap music.
Okay.
Or like just cookie cutter music.
Right. I've never heard like a trap sound from you. Like that's not. I don't think.
Nah, like Gutta. I guess Gutta gets that, but like Gutta wasn't like that. Was almost forced for real.
What do you mean?
Like I ain't really want to do that.
Why? It's a great song. It's a great song.
Nah, it is, but I ain't really want to do it. But I knew.
So how did it happen? How did Gutta happen?
It just happened. I was in the studio. I was in Atlanta.
I mean, but you said you didn't want to do it, so somebody had to get in your ear, and it had to have been like it wasn't like I just wrote this and then I used it. You just said you didn't want to do it. So how did it happen? It's got to be a story. Somebody had said, it's a great song, man. What you mean?
It's a bunch of songs I didn't want to do though.
So how did that really come about though? It wasn't organic. It wasn't like how you just said described.
It wasn't organic, but it was organic at the same time. It was just like, hey, you need to do this type.
So
was
the concept that you didn't want to do? Was it the actual?
It was just I don't know. It's hard to explain. I just ain't want to do it at the time. It might just have been the time I didn't want to do it.
The time, but I
don't know.
But
it worked for what it was.
It definitely.
It's like I look at it like this. When I didn't want to do it, I looked at it like how Kanye said he didn't want to do Gold Digger.
Okay.
And Gold Digger is like a big song.
Right.
But he said he knew it was gonna be a hit, so he still did it.